Hey traders, Andy Demi here. Hope you are well. Hope you're having a great day. So today I want to speak about market context, okay, and implementing the right strategy for the type of market that you're trading. So when you kind of migrate away from being a beginner trader and moving over to becoming a professional trader, then you have to kind of master a few things. So you begin by kind of learning the basics. You learn what trend lines are, support and resistance, chart patterns, and all of these are great. But here's the thing that sometimes happens is that you learn the pattern and then you spot the pattern and then you're like, there's a pattern that I know. But you're not thinking about the context of what's going on. So the reason why I bring this up is because yesterday I had a student of mine say to me, you know, there's a head and shoulders pattern, basically. Now, prior to that, we were discussing the market that we were looking at being in a range. So it was basically channeling and not really moving anywhere fast. So it wasn't really trending up, it wasn't really trending down, okay? So it was just channeling. So we defined it as a range. And then, you know, this student spots what he thinks is a head and shoulders. However, what I wanted to kind of emphasize at that time, and what I want to emphasize now, is that, well, that pattern, you know, what type of pattern is it? Well, it's a reversal pattern. And what does a reversal pattern do? Well, it reverses a trend. But since we were ranging, that pattern didn't make any sense. So therefore the context wasn't correct for finding that pattern and using it. So one of the things that I'd really encourage you to do is to create filters and then say, well, okay, like almost like a little bit of a flow diagram. So when we're trending, these are the tools that I want to use. For example, moving averages. They're absolutely fine for trend markets, but they're not useful at all for ranging markets. So for example, if you were looking at a ranging market and then suddenly you said, it's pulled back to the 21 EMA, to the 50 EMA, I'm going to buy it for that reason. Well, the context is not correct because moving averages don't work very well in that type of market. So the information that you're using to buy or sell isn't relevant for the market that you're trading. So, you know, as a beginner, the first thing you would need to do is obviously to understand, you know, what a trend is, what range is, what all these different tools are. But once you kind of want to move over to the next level, the context is super important. So you want to be using tools that are relevant for the type of market that you're trading. You know, is it a fast market? Is it a slow market? Are we going sideways? What are we doing? And then you can use the tools to help you enter the market with the correct way so that you are actually really adding probability to that trade. Because remember, you know, when we use tools like moving averages, like stochastic, like the RSIs and all these other different indicators, what is the goal of those tools? Well, simple, it's to add probability to your trade. In other words, you want to increase the odds. Otherwise, you could be randomly gambling, right? And sometimes we use tools that are not relevant. So therefore, without knowing it, you are gambling because you're using something that isn't going to actually aid you. It's not really adding probability because it's not really relevant for that market. Does that make sense? Hopefully that really makes sense. Okay? And if you've got any questions, feel free to comment or send me an email. But I really kind of want to stress the importance that this is where you want to get to the next level. So if you've already done the basics, if you already understand market structure, then now you want to start thinking about these kind of filters so that you start to focus on what's going to actually add probability so that you can have an edge in the market so that when you play your system over and over again, you're going to be a profitable trader rather than a losing gambling trader. Okay? That's all I wanted to share with you today. I want to wish you a very nice weekend, whatever you're doing, and I will be again with you with another update next week. Take care, guys. Good trading. See you soon. Bye-bye.